I sold my Sony A6400 recently as I wanted to upgrade my camera setup. And I YOLO bought a Canon R6 since I'd always wanted to try Canon. And it was sweet, but didn't quite fit my video needs. I missed Sony. So I sold that, then pondered. What is the perfect camera for me? The A7C, the A7IV, something else? Give me a sign, universe. Oh, what's that? A brand new well-priced camera from Sony that focuses on video? Damn, universe, you crazy. It was literally the same day I had no idea what camera to buy that I saw the FX30 start popping up all over the place. And obviously it piqued my interest. I'd spent the last couple weeks convincing myself that I need full frame, yet all these YouTubers are saying, no you don't, the FX30 is insane. After a lot of hard thinking and research, I reached an answer that seemed obvious to me later. So what was it that ultimately swayed me to pulling the trigger on the Sony A7IV? First off, let me talk about the price. The FX30 is new, so you can't find them used, so after taxes it's about $2,700 Canadian. A used Sony A7 IV is about $3,000, so they are pretty similar in price. I mean, can I afford either of them? No, but it sparks joy, okay? And it's a passionate hobby of mine that I will enjoy for the rest of my life, okay, wife? So get off my back about it. Whew, sorry I forgot who I was talking to for a second there. Before I continue, you need to know I am not a professional. Heck, I am barely an amateur. I do my own research, and everything I say is probably wrong. All I do is make videos for my YouTube channels, that's it. I'm not making videos for clients, I'm not trying to make documentaries. I just want my videos to look good, and I want an ecosystem I can invest in. And that last point is important. Let me ask you, if price didn't matter, would you get the full frame Sony FX3 over the aps-c FX30? Full frame or crop sensor? For me, it would be the full frame, no question. Full frame just has some major benefits, such as the ability to get better bokeh, no crop factor, and much better low light performance, to name a few. But let's talk about the long-term investment. Let's say you buy the FX30 as your main camera to save some money. Now, you need to buy some glass. Because the smaller sensor has a crop factor, it's going to affect the glass you buy, right? And we all know that lenses are arguably even more important than the body when it comes to a quality image. What happens if things take off for you and within a year or two you can afford to upgrade? Now, you're gonna have an aps-c camera and lenses for that. Sure, you will be able to use some of those lenses if you stay with Sony, but you will need more. Now you need a new camera and new glass? Do you really want to invest in the aps-c ecosystem? Will you save money in the long run? It's really hard to know how things are going to be in the future. I get that. Not everyone can afford a full frame camera or full frame lenses. Me neither. But the first point I want to make is that for me, I've been waffling for years about what ecosystem to invest in. Do I really want to invest in an aps-c ecosystem knowing I do a lot of low light shooting? No. I compared full frame to an aps-c, and in low light it wasn't even close. Let's talk about features. The Cine line of cameras sounds amazing, and it is jam-packed with sweet features. And like, I don't care at all for an electric viewfinder, and I love that the FX cameras are streamlined. I love how they light up like a Christmas tree while recording. They are small, efficient, and won't overheat. But do I need 120 frames per second in 4K? That'd be cool, but meh. I bought the Canon R6 because I thought 4K 60 would be dope. I rarely used it. Do I need different file types and different log profiles for days? Meh. I don't want to professionally color grade my videos. And even if I wanted to, I edit on a laptop from 2020. You think I want to work on giant 10-bit files? No thanks. While a crop sensor with some quality ISO can probably do a pretty good job with color and exposure, I'd rather have the fullest frame possible sucking up all that juicy light, making my 4K 8-bit videos look as good as possible while keeping them small in size and easy to work on my computer. Outdoors, I don't think the sensor size makes as big a difference, but because I shoot indoors most of the time in a climate where it's often dark and cloudy, just give me the light. I want fast glass and a big sensor. I think the Sony A7 IV, while it isn't perfect, is the sweet spot for someone like me who wants to grow my skills in an ecosystem that is future-proof and worth investing in. I consider the A7C as it looks great for the price, but the A7 IV, again, just seemed a little more future-proof. Back to the FX series. I think it's interesting they throw around words like cinematic and filmmaking. Are there really that many budget filmmakers in the world? Or are they just trying to compliment us YouTubers by making us feel like we have some legitimacy with our self-taught videography skills? Or do they think people want to make cinematic movies of their cats and kids? All I know is I want a lens ecosystem I can start investing in. I want as much light to make my goofy face look as nice as possible with the creamiest bokeh possible. And I want file sizes that still look good even though I choose to shoot in 8-bit. It seems like the people most interested in the FX30 are people who can afford to have it as a second camera, or a third, or fourth, or want it for streaming or for their Zoom meetings. I'm not there yet. I'm looking for my main rig here, my main squeeze. After I weighed those decisions, the full frame Sony just felt like the best choice, especially since they weren't that different in cost. Heck, I'd probably even take the A7C over the FX30 if I could only have one. I know I didn't talk a lot about the features in this video. I just wanted to make this video in case maybe you are on the fence and don't know what to do. Maybe this video will help. If you haven't yet, you should watch my aps-c versus full frame video here. That's it for today. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have you. And click the like if you enjoyed this video so the good old algorithm thinks I'm doing a good job. I'll see you next time on the Sad Studio.